Hello and welcome to another macro video. Slightly different this time because I'm sitting in front of my laptop computer rather than my desktop computer. That's because my desktop computer still has Word 2010, whereas on the laptop I've put a copy of Word 365 so that I can use it for macro testing purposes, but I'm thinking that before too long I do need to move across to the newer version, even though I'm happy with 2010. On the new version there are one or two things that I'm not that keen on, but it's worth noting first of all that to go make the change you can take all your options and your macros across from 2010 onto the new version simply by copying the normal template on Word 2010 and then pasting it in to the new version. So you need to find the templates folder, which on mine is here, users Paul app data roaming Microsoft templates, but I can't tell you where the normal template will be on yours. So the normal template there, normal, I would copy that across somewhere so that I can take it across onto the new version, but it's useful to know about this templates folder because you can use it as a quick way to back up all your options and all your macros and all the keystrokes that go with the macros. All you need to do, click on normal, Control C to copy and Control V to paste, and you've then got a copy there of the current version of normal. So that's a useful backup technique. Right, okay, so on the new version there are, as I say, there are some features that I'm not that keen on. I'm not used to the navigation pane. I never got to use it on 2010. I stuck with the old-fashioned find and replace box from the years gone by. And if you like that one, then you can actually have that even on the latest version, and I'll show you how. You need to pull up the Customize Keyboard window, which you use for your keystrokes and so on. I use the Customize Keyboard macro to pull it up there. So it's pointing at macros, but for this we want all commands, which is all the commands including what is effectively a macro for the find and replace. So if we click on the commands and go for edit, we get edit, what do we want? Edit find, that's there, and so we can apply, we can give that a keystroke. I can put that on Control F4, Control F, for example. At the moment that's set to Smart Finder, which is what I tend to use, but we'll put that on anyway. Okay, so if we now close that, so now if I do Control F, then I get the find box, which is a subset of the find and replace box, which you recognise there with the replace as well, and that one is normally pulled up with Control H, so that's still there. But as I say, I have the Control H as it is with the normal, the old replace window, but what I put onto the F4 is, where are we? Is edit. No, not edit. It's one of the macros. It's Smart Finder. Smart Finder. So I'll put Smart Finder onto Control F, assign that, and the reason I like that is because that's got all sorts of things. You can use it for finding as you normally would, but if you do things like Y, then it searches for a year, or if you do what else? Oh, N is a number, I think, just any number. Yeah. Oh, there's all sorts of things. I can never remember what they all are because I don't use them all. But you can find headings, and you can use it. You can just type in P19 to go to page 19, all sorts of things. And no doubt there's a video somewhere which explains Smart Finder. But the idea is that you can use whichever one you want by setting the keystroke to point to that particular function. Control O, I'm not that keen on. I like this old-fashioned version of opening a file, and rather than the one that they provide. So if we want to know what it is, if we do customize keyboard, if I put Control O there, then at the moment it's set to file open, which is the old-fashioned version, which I like. But if I just assign that to any old macro and then remove it, so click on Control O and remove it, Control O is now, as it were, free. So if I do Control O in there again, it tells me what it's assigned to. That's file open using Backstage. So that's what Control O will do now. It goes to this display, as I say, which is another way of opening files, which isn't one I've got used to. So I tend to leave it as before, as it was before. The spell checker, I'm used to F7 giving you just a straightforward spelling function, but the F7 now goes to this other function, and if you want to go back to the old one, you can set it with a keystroke. Oh no, sorry, I'm wrong. I haven't yet found a way of going back to the old version. At the moment I'm stuck with this version of the find and replace window. Sorry, of the spell checker. Comparing documents, right, that's something again which is different on Word 2019. Here's what we get. In the last video I did, I was looking at track changing, and I showed how you could have the original. You open the original file and open the final finished version and do a compare using my compare now, and this is what you get on what I got on 2010. So I just brought that across to show you. But if we do the same thing on here, let's just move that out. Well, let's just open. Oh, we're on these things, aren't we? Never mind. I can't do it with that. I can't cope. I want to go back to having the old file open. So all commands, click on here, file open, which is there, and assign that to Control O. Then I'll be happy. Right, so open the two files. So that they were called Alice Original and Alice Final Clean. So I opened those. Then I use my Compare Now macro, which allows me to select which of the files I want to compare with which. So I want 1 is the original and 2 is the final. So 1, 2, but that's the default there. So I just press return, and it does a comparison of the two and gives me a window like that, which isn't what it did last time I did it. Oh dear, I'm not used to this new one. It came up with 4 or 5 separate windows all around the screen. I've obviously need to look at this and work out how it works. But my my parting shot was to say that I don't know how this new version works, and so I've got some work to do to try and work out what happens with the track changing. Okay, so I think that's about it for now. Let's look, was there anything I wanted to do? Nope, that's it for now. I was going to say, any queries, email me, and if anybody would like to educate me on how to use the new version of track changes, then that would be great. Okay, bye for now.